All right, sports fans, get ready. NFL draft, it's over. My reaction, what's up for the Dolphins for 2026? Stay tuned. All right, Dolphin fans, welcome to Sports Night with Jorge. NFL draft finally over. My reaction, my results, if you want to say it. What do I think about it? What direction we heading? All of the above. So, great draft. Uh, I'm gonna go down players to players. It's not gonna be a long live tonight. Joining the chat. Uh, Listen, it was a great draft. I think for every team. I think the Las Vegas Raiders, Cleveland Browns, which shocked me that Cleveland picked a quarterback. Don't know how many quarterback this team needs, but my gosh. But Miami Dolphins board is locked up for 2026 draft board. So listen, I'm gonna say something, so I don't want nobody to get disappointed. Uh, I was happy first rounder, second rounder, third rounder, even the fourth rounder. When it got to the end, I was a little bit worried, concerned. You know, when are they going to pick an offensive lineman, which they did from Texas? And by the way, Miami draft all basically Texas players all across the board, which is a good thing. I mean, I'm not saying these kids will help the Dolphins regardless. ¿Cómo estás, Jaladín? All right, here go the lag again. Don't ask me why, but it always happens, guys. But listen, I have no complaint. I think the team is heading to the right direction. Uh, I guess Solly filled his needs of the team. And here we go again. Hopefully this could change. Give me a second. Hold on. Let me get in here and try to see if I can help this out for a second. Maybe this will help. Let's see how this goes. But I apologize because we are having, you could say, internet problems here tonight. So, what's up, Wacoveo? Yeah, the draft was good. I'm sorry because I have the lagging already, and I knew that's gonna happen. I knew my lagging was gonna happen. Hopefully, it'll pick up and it'll start working back again. So if you guys see a lag, let me know because that's what's happening right now. It was a good draft. At the end, I wasn't too crazy about, but they finally picked on the sixth round. They finally picked, and they made trades too. They made trades. So give me a second. But listen, I can't complain. I'm happy what they did, right? But they pick up a couple of tight ends. Uh, and I'm gonna go down the board here in a few minutes. Man, why is it doing this? I have no idea. Okay, give me a second. Wow. Right. Let's try this. Maybe this might work in a few minutes. But anyhow, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. But anyhow, going back, as you know, our first round pick was Proctor, offensive tackle. Talking and listening to Solly in a press conference of what he could do for this team, how many positions he could play for this team is amazing. Of course, Chris Johnson, San Diego State cornerback, a solid cornerback. Cornerback. By the way, we did not draft a quarterback, and that was surprising. Okay, and there was a lot of quarterback that was left out in this draft, by the way. So then we have, I think it's probably one of the best one I like. It's Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech, the linebacker, former slash quarterback. Uh, I think it was a great pick for the Miami Dolphins. I think it's going to help Miami down the road. Pretty good, solid player. Another one that's good, the third rounder, Caleb Douglas, Texas Tech wide receiver. Uh, Great size. Uh, it's going to help Malik. It's going to help Quinn Ewers. That's what we needed. Uh, a good receiver, good size receiver. But then at the end, I'll tell you now in a few minutes, when they picked the players that I saw, and I said, wait a minute, this is not actually their size. So, all right, then we come down to the tight end from Ohio State. That was the third round. That was yesterday. Third round, Will Kamarick, tight end. Big guy, tall guy, strong guy, great blocking. Right? Then we have Chris Bell from Louisville, wide receiver. All this is a third round. Then it gets interesting on the fourth round, all the way down to the seventh round. By the way, we did trade with Carolina Panthers, and we got an additional draft pick. Okay, which we had one in the sixth. Remember, we had none in the sixth. So in the sixth, we pick up a draft pick, which is awesome. And also, we got a draft at the seventh pick. So we actually had a pick in each round, which that was great for the Dolphins. So I did the first round. I did the second round. Now, this is the fourth round. Trey Moore from Texas, great pass rusher. Okay. By the way, Miami pick up two pass rusher, one in the last round from Iowa. So they had it mixed. I'm surprised they didn't pick up a quarterback, Alcovale. That was amazing. Yeah, on the unrestricted free agent. But I'm talking about and that would happen against the round when the round goes. Players are left over, but according to the draft, they didn't pick nobody because Carson Beck didn't wait too late. Let me tell you who picked up a quarterback. I tell you, the Cleveland Browns I was shocked. I mean, there was two quarterbacks that was left behind. And I said, wow, I mean, more than two quarterbacks behind, but yeah, did they pick up a quarterback from Grosowski on unrestricted free agent? I don't know how that works, but I know they'll get all these players and they add a roster and they get these players. Some make it, some don't. But going back down, a guy that I like that they pick is Kyle Lewis from Pittsburgh. All right, that is a good pick. That's a great linebacker that they pick. I think that's going to help Miami. I mean, overall, it's a great draft. But then when I got a little bit to the Mississippi State tight end, Seydou Chouade, I think he's from London. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to be honest with you. That threw me off. And of course, in the sixth round, because we trade, we have DJ Campbell, Texas, another offensive lineman. Let me tell you how many Texas players we got here. We got Texas Tech. We got 1, 2. Texas players, 1, 2, 3. So total of 5 Texas players are in the Dolphins team, which is amazing. Quinn Ewers came out. I think I think it was Quinn Ewers on social media. And bring the Longhorns to Miami, and he was excited, and I don't blame him. I mean, he was excited. So once again, Chris Johnson, um, Jacob Rodriguez. Let me see if this is my Dolphins because I don't want to mess up. So we start. I'm gonna go back again. I don't want to skip anything here and go back and forth. Proctor, offensive line of Alabama. Chris Johnson, San Diego State. Jacob Rodriguez, Texas Tech. I think that's going to be the next Zach Thomas. Caleb Douglas, Texas Tech, wide receiver, pretty good. Will Kamarick, Ohio State, tight end, pretty big tight end, solid tight end. Chris Bell, Louisville, wide receiver. Trade Moore, Texas, pass rusher. Kyle Lewis, the Pittsburgh linebacker, that looks pretty good. Michael Taffy, Texas, safety. I'm not too big on that, but that's okay. Kevin Coleman Jr., Missouri, wide receiver. If I'm quite sure, this receiver is only 5'10", 179. Mostly probably be used as a slot receiver because of his quickness and his speed. Overall grade is a 60, guys. So that's Kevin Coleman Jr. Right, then we have Seduk Trivi. These are your Green Bay, Texas Tech Dolphins. You're in line. And then Mississippi State tight end. Let me tell you the grade on this guy. Don't freak out with the grades because this is where people look at the grade and they may misinterpret it. Overall, he's 39. And you say, oh, he's not good. He is a positional blocker who has the athleticism to reach blocks out of his space. As a receiver, he is a smooth and fluid mover. He can provide some vertical for the position, but his best sitting is a soft spot of coverage when he comes make reception and gain extra yard. So my concern, he probably got picked because of a blocker. So I don't see nothing big on this guy. This is the one that I think that disappointed me a little bit. Then you got DJ Campbell from Texas, offensive tackle. He's a 44 grade. Okay. Campbell has started 43 starts. In his possession, a strong base. He could play with better hands placement, as usually gets his hand on the defender's shoulder instead of latching onto their chest constantly at all times. So this is another one that evaluation, and I believe evaluation will come in skills. And then the last one that really threw me off, that I say, wow, it's Max Levine. I think it is last name. I could be draft wrong. His grade is 42. So the grades on the last three players are not good at all. Now, that anything could happen? Yes. I mean, I was looking at the grade from the tight end, from the 5th round down. And let me go to Kevin Coleman Jr., the wide receiver. He's a 60. So, I mean, it's something that the Dolphins are going to have to work on a lot, because I'm surprised they picked up, 3 receivers in this draft. Shockingly, no quarterback, which I was shocked there is no quarterback. I think the 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round, up to the 4th round, I think Miami did good. I think from 5 down, I don't see nothing big, guys. And don't get me wrong when I say that. I don't say that in a way that, hey, this draft, yes, they picked what they needed. They added to the roster. But if I go from this list, from 1 through 4, I'm okay. From 5 to 7, I don't feel comfortable. And it's okay. It's not, when Miami put these players, and, when they go to training camp, we'll see what we have. We'll see what the draft is all about. But that's it, Alcoveo. That's something that I saw that I really am concerned about the Dolphins. So But yeah, I mean, overall, if I give an average for the Dolphins, probably, and this might sound hard because I don't give grades because I'm not a grade person. People that gives grade, they go by position. C plus, B minus in this draft. Now, if you tell me the top four from the first round to the fourth round, I'll give you probably a B plus, A minus. But from five all the way down, five, 6, and 7, even on the fourth, because they pick uh, two fourth rounder. The edger, you know, or maybe probably the first top three. Let's be honest. Let's go top three. The first round, second round, third round, they're great. Fourth, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. From fourth all the way down to 7, I was not impressed. And it's not impressed. Let me change that again. And by the way, the Boston Red Sox manager just got fired after they put 17 runs on the Orioles. Yeah, listen. The first two rounds, second round, third round, man, it looks solid. But when you get to the fourth round, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you want to look at it as a grade level, I'm not saying they're bad players. That's all I'm saying. I know it's kind of hard. I knew when I threw this it was going to be hard to say it, but I mean that's how I feel, man. I feel that that's tough. I mean, I don't want to say it that way, but I think you know. And listen, there's a lot of players out there that was left behind that were not picked. When we made the trade with Carolina uh, to get those picks in the sixth round, okay, and in the fifth round we got three fifth round pick. All right, this is a trade we did with Carolina. All right, and then we got one in the sixth, and of course we had a 7. We had no 6 going into today into the draft. I saw the whole draft, and man, there's a lot of players that were left behind, and I'm like, wow, that I think Miami could have done better, but that's okay. I guess Solly and Jeff know what they're doing. So that's one thing I see here. I mean, no other way to say it. Aqua, it's just when I saw it at the end, I'm like, I mean, I wasn't impressed. I'll be honest, I wasn't impressed. I mean, maybe other podcaster, maybe other fans, and say, hey, man, no, man. I mean, if I go like it's true, if I go from A to, from number one, like I told you a few minutes ago, if I go from first round to third round, I mean, I could give them an A plus, A minus, probably a B plus. I mean, and that's kind of hard to do, but man, from fourth all the way down, I was like, I don't know. But remember, Solly and Jeff are good player development, so they know how to develop players, and we'll see what come out. And some people say, what you don't like about the guy? Well, some of these guys, have injuries, torn ACL. One had a torn ACL and is coming back. I mean, and I understand, and that gives you a little bit of wow, what's going to happen here, right? So let's be honest. I mean, I'm being honest. I can't give the team. I mean, overall, if I say C plus, maybe I'm kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's because of the draft pick from 4 to 7. So, but let's see, man. Let's see. It's over with. Now comes the unrestricted free agents, and here comes the players that they'll look up, they'll pick up, and hopefully they could build a roster with veterans. We still got free agency out there, so do they have enough money to sign one, Aqua? I don't think so. They do, uh, but who knows? Right now, like I said, I was not too impressed, and I don't want to put any Dolphin fans or any Dolphin in a position like what do you see? Well, what I saw in the first three rounds, I was saying, wow, we're heading to the right direction. I love their picks. When I saw the fourth round, buddy, I got scared. It's like they were picking whatever they want to pick, to be honest with you. And we only have one offensive guard, or I mean offensive tackle, which the guy we picked up in the first round. Then we picked up one in the sixth round. So I say, wow, we need offensive because all you hear because I was hearing other podcaster and they were saying that's it, one offensive tackle. We need offensive line. We really do. So we got two. Then pass rusher, we got two, one from Texas and one from Iowa. Tight ends, we got two tight ends. We triple up in wide receivers because I know we need receivers. Yeah, the receiver with a torn ACL, if he wasn't injured, he would have been ranked number one. He would have been a top 10, top uh, in the first round. But, once again, I think that was Caleb Douglas, if I'm quite sure. If it's not Caleb, it was the other guy. So I know it was one of these receivers that hurt the ACL, and I think was it Caleb. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it's not Caleb. It's the other guy. But I know that. Let me see here. I want to be sure it's Chris. I think it's Chris Bell. That's it, Chris Bell. Chris Bell injury. That's what it was. Chris Bell is coming from an ACL injury he suffered last season. If it wasn't for that, he will be drafted higher. That's the guy I'm talking about, Chris Bell. So, but it is a good player for the team because of his speed. But he's coming back from a torn ACL, so that brings you a lot of questions about it. So, I mean, why would you draft somebody that's injured? I have no idea, but hey, that's part of sports, right? I mean, you bring these guys in, and we'll see what happens. But once again, man, I don't want to disappoint any Dolphin fans here tonight. The way I see it is, the first the first three rounds, probably one of the fourth rounder, I'm okay with it. Coming down, I'm not okay with it. I don't know if you saw the whole draft, but I mean, it was moving pretty fast, and then it slowed down at the end. So, and by the way, let me tell you, the only quarterbacks that were drafted that I was shocked that, and myself, I told myself, wow, how this happened, I have no idea. So in the seventh round, okay, Aiton from Rutgers, Aiton Kalimanis, well, I don't know this guy name. He was drafted, the quarterback from Rutgers. Then you had quarterback Texas Tech, Morton, went to the New England Patriots. All right. Then you had, this is the seventh round. Then you had quarterback LSU, Garrett Newsmere, went to Kansas City Chiefs. At the end, it's like the quarterback was releasing. And I know there was another quarterback signed by what was it? Let me see. It was a sixth round. Let me see. I think it was a quarterback. Who was it? Who was it? Which I was shocked. To be honest, I was shocked. Right. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a second, because I think it was probably the fifth round. Yeah, North Dakota State. Coyle Payton was drafted by the Eagles. That was in the 5th round. And then in the 4th round, we have Clemson Cade Klubnik picked by the Jets. The Jets picked him. And that was it. So I guess the quarterback wasn't big this year in the draft, only in the beginning with Mendoza, which I was shocked that the Carson Beck went 3rd in the draft. And he signed with the Cardinals. Oh, did everybody saw what happened with McVay, the coach of the Rams? Man, the moment they got Ty Simpson, man, the owner came back and told that man, you need to apologize to the guy. I guess he got upset because they draft him. And does he believe that his quarterback is going to be, a young guy, continue to be a young guy in this league? A Stratford, because he's up there in the age. I look at this, and when I saw McVay, so the owner says, "Hey, man, you need to go out there and on national television." And today he show up in the draft, and he was talking nice about the kid, but he said, "Oh, he needs to come here and compete and battle." Of course, that's what they do in the draft, But I guess he was showing respect for Matthew Stratford, not Troy Stratford, Matthew Stratford. He was showing respect, but man, that didn't look good. I feel bad for the kid, to be honest with you, when I saw that. So, how can you come out there and talk bad about a young kid that just got drafted? And listen, Stratford's not going to last you the whole year. Who knows? He's up there in age. He's a great quarterback, not taking nothing away from him. But that was pretty bad to see, to be honest with you guys. That was pretty bad to see. But he did. He went on national television today in the draft, and he talked good about the kids, how competitive he is, how good he is. Boy, did that bring in chaos. Because the moment, if you saw the draft when he got picked, if you see McVay's face, like what happened here, and I guess he said that he want to show respect to Stratford. I don't know, but listen, you need a quarterback. I can tell you that. But yeah, overall, man, let's start the season. Let's get to OTAs. Let's go to a training camp, mini camp. Let's see what happens with this team. I know I said this. I know people's gonna get disappointed because I said that Alcovale, but I just see how I see it. I'm not gonna tell you, hey man, the last, round 4 to 7, it was a wow for the Miami Dolphins. I don't think it was a wow for the Miami Dolphins. I'll be honest with you. I know people might get upset and about it, but at the same time, that's how I feel. This team, yeah, we're starting over, and listen, once again, I understand is first year coach, first year GM, and we'll stay positive. We'll believe that the Dolphins, will overcome all this. Hopefully, God forbid that no injuries starting the season. They're healthy and they could move up to the next level. But once again, man, I saw that draft. I was shocked. Yeah, I believe that too. Yes, Scott, I believe that. I believe that. I just, I mean, don't know what happened there. You know, it's I look at these players and listen. I know that you cannot judge them because of their grade, right? Because we look at so much grade, A B, a C, a D, an F, or a grade 69, a grade 79. But my concern is, you're fulfilling your roster. So who knows? You're right. Scott is better than anyone that they draft, but Bain was top five and is a gift at that spot. Yeah, he was. He was. I mean, he was. But Dolphins had. I mean, Miami had chance to get Baines. I mean, Miami had chance to get good players too, but they decided what they needed, and bring a hometown guy over here. That'd be awesome. I mean, Miami could have traded up also. They trade down in the first round, which was terrible, but they did it. You know, but who knows? I mean, it's a new era, 2026. The best we could do is stay positive and see what's going to happen to this team. Really, I would like to see how the Dolphins is going to. I understand their schedule. They'll have one of the toughest schedule in the National Football League. I think they're top two or top three, the toughest schedule. But I'm gonna see the competitive. I'm gonna see what Solly's gonna do. I want to see what Jeff's gonna do. So, but man, this draft. I mean, it just shocked me, guys. I was just shocked completely how the last round 4 to 7 went to Miami. But that's my opinion. Trust me, there were good players still out there available, but maybe it's not what they needed, right? So that's why I'm not gonna make a big deal of it. But let's be honest, you are rebuilding a new era in Florida. So I mean, I know Dolphin fans should be happy. Okay, it should be happy. The first 3 rounds. Let me tell you, that guy that we got, Rodriguez from Texas. I mean, this is guy from Texas Tech, the linebacker slash quarterback. I mean, he could play. I mean, he's just good. He could be the next Zach Thomas for the Miami Dolphins. And Chris Johnson, a San Diego State cornerback, great speed. Is his? I mean, Miami once again picked up good players, but at the beginning of the round, we got so excited. We were watching this and we got excited, and then suddenly, fourth round beginning. And I'm sorry to tell you. Now, some people might agree or disagree, and I apologize, you guys, for the video. Once again, it's just we're having Wi-Fi issues here. Hopefully, we'll get this fixed uh, pretty soon. I was gonna come late tonight because probably that's the best time it works, to be honest with you. So, but listen, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Uh, in other notes, if you're an Oreo fan, I know we have Oreo fan here. Man, they got blown 17-1. At the same time, the Boston Red Sox fired their manager Cora. And the way I see it is, they scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal and beat the Orioles 17-1. I guess that's part of baseball, right? So, but anyhow, we have NBA playoffs going out there. We have NHL playoffs also going there. So there's a lot of sports, and I'm very excited what's going on around the world right now when it comes to sports. And if your team's in it, congratulations. I mean, the Carolina Panthers are in it. That's my son team. Tampa Bay's in it, which I imagine that's Uncle Vale team. So, but listen, you could join the chat. Any questions you guys have, anything or concern about your team. Listen, another thing that I saw today, and if you saw the draft, how in the world the Cleveland Browns signs another quarterback? How many quarterback they need in that ball club? And these are the things that you say, well, is that a GM mistake? Is that a head coach mistake? Or you don't feel comfortable or confidence in your quarterback? So looking at Cleveland draft, I'm like, what in the world? And listen, they had a good draft. I mean, the Raiders had a good draft. The Eagles had a good draft. Most of these teams here, they finished strong. The Cowboys had a good draft. For Cowboy fans, to be honest with you, I see they did well. A lot of teams did pretty good. Buffalo did good also. So it's like it's the first time I see a draft where it fulfilled everybody's roster. That's going to help everybody's roster, which that's a good thing. You know, this is what you need. So, hey, hello, how you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, let's think about it, man. It's sports is just a business, right? So now we hope that these young guys comes in the NFL and perform. And that's another thing I'm worried about the Dolphins is their cap space. Will they be able to sign a free agent? Well, will they be able to sign their rookies? Will they be able to sign A Chain? I mean, A Chain is still open out there, you know. I know he's on, you know, he has shown in camp and he has done that, but let's be honest, you know, we got to have money to pay this guy. And that's another thing I'm worried about the Miami Dolphins. Do they have enough space, you know, cap? And I don't think they do, to be honest with you. But that's another subject to talk about as we get near down the road. Because now we have the unrestricted free agents that are going to be available in the draft. Players that were not drafted, like Alcoville said. So, oh, I'm doing fine. What about you? How's everybody doing over there? How's the weather down there? And once again, I apologize to everybody to my video due to Wi-Fi issue in our area. They are working on it, by the way. So, but listen, I hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday night. The good thing, the draft is over. Uh, congratulations to all teams. Congratulations for all their picks. Also the young guys. Hey, thank you so much, man. They deserve it, man. They fought hard to join this league and become a pro, a professional football player. So, you know, I take my hats off to those young guys. Now is get back on track, hardworking, and see what happens to each team. But I tell you, I think every team did well in the draft. There were some hiccups, of course, things that we unexpected because we see things and say, "What in the world? What happened here? Why do we draft this guy? What do we got this guy for?" So, but listen, once again, that is part of sports, right? So, but yeah, but we got once again we got baseball, football, basketball. By the way, Lakers are up 3 games to none over Houston. Close game last night. That was a good game, but they won. They're up three nothing. So we got sports is just wide open, man. Just wide open right now, wide open. And I know I got Dolphin fans out there. Don't be ashamed to get onto the podcast and say, "Hey, man, if you have an opinion, what do you think about the Dolphins? How do you feel about the draft? You think the Dolphins did well? I mean, if you're gonna grade this team, what grade do you give them?" I know that Aquavale told me, "Wow, George, that was hard. How you grade?" Well, if I grade the Dolphins once again from the third round up to the first round, it could be a A minus, A plus, probably a B plus too. But if I grade them all the way down from the fourth to the seventh, I don't give them a good grade. I just don't. But that's my opinion, right? Everybody has their own personal opinion. So, but I mean, it was a good draft all around for every team. So now I didn't win live today to do it because, man, that fourth and seventh round, that was a long round, to be honest with you. I mean, it was too much round, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I did the first two, so yeah, the Bucks. Congrats to the Bucks for the being the Miami Daddy in the draft. Yeah, I mean, listen, it happens, man. Listen, you know, we all expect the best for our team, right? We want the best in our team. Let's be honest. We want every team want the best player. You know, when Brady went to Tampa, man, with the Bucks, you know, he won a couple Super Bowls. Listen, It's not the same team. Then you have the wide receiver went to San Francisco. Sometimes changes are good, sometimes they're not. And I know how you feel. Listen, 20 years ago, so imagine we're Dolphin fans. It's been 26 years that we haven't won a playoff game. That is terrible, man. That is terrible, guys. I'm sorry to tell you that. But that's the truth, you know. Now, are we going to wait a couple more years, Racing Kane? It's going to be a couple more years before we go somewhere because it's going to be tough for the Miami. I mean, they could turn it around. Yeah, they could turn it around, but who knows? We just don't know that. So, but it's interesting. Hey, Carlos. Hey, no, you're welcome, buddy. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. I mean, who knows? When you are a fan base that you've been winning for a long time and you start losing now, you know, you feel the pain. Listen, Buffalo Bill fans, if we have some here, and we might have some hearing, Josh Allen could be a quarterback along with Lamar Jackson. Two great quarterbacks would never win a Super Bowl. How good they are. Now, I hope it doesn't happen to them. It happened to Dan Marino, you know. So that's interesting, you know. And I know I want to have a lot of Buffalo Bill fans here, you know, upset or Bill Mafia, saying, "Hey, George, well, listen, I'm not taking nothing away from Allen, great quarterback, but if he continue going to the playoffs and not making it to the next round, what good does it do?" And I see Lamar and him probably playing with good teams, but never make it to the Super Bowl. This is where you build your roster and change your roster and see how far you go. That's the interesting thing about this. But once again, who knows, right? I mean, look what Mahomes did. Mahomes goes to Kansas City, gets drafted, wins Super Bowls, great players around him. Suddenly last year, they look bad. Kelsey drama. Well, Kelsey, let me tell you, I don't know why Kelsey signed back. I like the guy, don't get me wrong. Great tight end. But sometimes, man, you don't need drama. You don't need situation in your team that really ruins your team. You want to stay out of all that negativity. So that's up to Kansas City. Now, rumors are that Tyreek Hill would like to go back to Kansas City, sign with Kansas City. Don't know what's going to happen there. They also had a good draft. So who knows? I mean, it's like anything can happen in the NFL, guys. Anything can happen in the NFL, regardless. And I feel that there's a lot of teams. Okay, it's like right now. Rumors came out, and before I forget this, when the Dolphins traded Waddle to the Denver Broncos, you got some GM out there that says, "What the heck happened here? Why did they do that?" Well, because according to the Denver Broncos, that's what they needed, a great receiver. Yeah, that's true too. Big time players make big time plays in the big time game. They don't draft. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a firm believer that you could grab any kid in the college level and the collegiate level, come to the NFL, and you could develop a player and become what happens, you know, become a superstar. What happened is, let's be honest, we got to be honest with this. Some of these players, pride and ego, get into themselves. And when they come to this league, you know, just because of a name. You see, this is the difference thing about the draft this year and the draft of those many years that I watched. I think those years that passes by, people were drafting players because of the name. Man, this guy's good. This guy top five. This guy top 10. I believe that every college player that goes to the NFL, same thing as the draft, they are for me number one, regardless. First round, second round, third round. For me, they're number one. But we're so bad of judging them as they come into the league because, hey man, I'm number one. I'm gonna get paid the big bucks. Now you see what the portal did. Now they have the portal in the college football. So now you don't make the big bucks in the NFL. You make more money in college. You can stay in college making 10 million, 20 million in college than going to the NFL. Because now when you go to the NFL, it's what, $2, $3 million, which is sad, but it's true. So, it's just strictly a business. Let's be honest, Racing Kane. It's just strictly a business. It's whatever you want to pay and spend. Miami spent too much money, and I'm talking about my team. When they did all these extension contract, uh, they ruined this team completely. They pay these players overboard, and for what? What do you got in return? We got nothing in return. Just continue losing season. Now, people are gonna come here and blame Tua. I'm not gonna blame Tua for everything. If that's the case, I blame the whole team because I believe it takes 11 on defense, 11 on offense, and you got 53-man roster. So everybody in that roster had to contribute, and starting with head coach McDaniels, which I'm happy for him. He's in with the Chargers now, so hopefully he could get some more experience and become a head coach and make the right decision. And with Harbaugh, I think he will make the right decision. So he's with a good coach, with a good experienced coach from college that now it's in the NFL. So, and the big one also, guys, Giant fans. I know I have Giant fans here too. You got Harbaugh. You had a good draft. Okay. Let's be honest. I mean, like I said, I think every team had a decent draft. Every team had a decent draft. So now, what do Harbaugh got to do? Harbaugh got to show the New York Giants fan, hey, we gave you 5 years. We gave you $100 million. You better win me 3 Super Bowls, at least 2 or 3 Super Bowls. So it's gonna get interesting. What's gonna happen? We just don't know right now because the season is not started yet. But that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, those that watch the draft, those are in the chat. If you watch your draft, if you saw the final, you know, round 4 to 7 about your team, how do you feel about your team? I can tell you right now, I saw Cleveland, I saw Las Vegas Raiders, the Eagles, Kansas City. I saw a lot of teams that made improvement. So but listen, today is Saturday. I hope you guys enjoying your lovely weekend. Tomorrow is Sunday. Back to work on Monday. Hopefully, we'll get more information as the unrestricted free agent, the players that were not drafted, will come along and sign with player. Oh, thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for joining in. So I'm gonna stay positive, guys. I'm gonna stay positive. So yeah, Proctor was a good pick. Proctor was a good pick for the Dolphins and Bain too. Well, a lot of University of Miami players got picked on the draft too. So, but listen, I mean, sometimes we gotta wait to have patience, right? We gotta wait to see what happens to this team. I don't know if Aquavelo is still here, but you know, as a Dolphin fan, man, 26 years pretty long. This is the reason why they bought Jeff and Solly here from the Green Bay Packers. Are they really going to do something? We just don't know. Okay, we can sit here and talk. They've done good stuff. I'm not taking that away from them, guys, because I don't want nobody to get disappointed and think that uh, that I'm talking bad about them, which I'm not. It's just they're both first season, and there are players develop. They develop players with skills, and they do all this, which is great. Which is great. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And that's great. They're here to do that, and then now as fans, we're gonna see when the season starts, when mini camp starts, when the rookie camp starts, and OTAs and all that, we're going to find out who we are from scratch. I mean, let's be honest. Jeff has said it. No players in this team job is secured. You got to fight for your position. You got to, that's it, and that's fine with me. That's fine with me. We signed Malik Willis, and we all went out there and says, well, he's our starting quarterback. Well, he's going to have to earn the starting quarterback because he's going to compete with Quinn Ewers. So, and there's a lot of people out there that don't like Quinn Ewers either. I understand that. But they're going to compete. It's going to be a competition. And who knows? Who knows? And anything can happen. Once again, this is the National Football League. So, but if you join the chat and you have your team, how do you feel about your draft? What do you feel about your team? I mean, you could join the chat and add your team, and say, hey, this is what I feel, what I think. But listen, until we don't hit that field and until many camps don't get here, a rookie camp and OTAs, like I said, we're just not going to know anything. We're second guessing ourselves. And it's not giving a kid any opportunity or chance to play in this league. But listen, that's what they come for. They come from college to the pro level to see what they can show. So, but listen, if you missed it, I did the first round and the first and second round. I did back-to-back days. That's why I took the time off today to just look at these fourth, fifth, and sixth, seven, 4, 5, 6, and 7 round. And there were some good ones. There were some bad ones. But once again, that is part of the National Football League. That is part of sports. I believe the last time I checked, there were like 367 players to draft between the 4th round and the 7th round. That is a lot of players. That is a lot of players. Actually, to be honest with you, I was printing on my printer and I ran out of paper. Because I print every single players that it could have been available for Miami. It could have been available for any team out there. But it just didn't happen. I mean, I would like to hear from Dolphin fans. How do you feel? Jeff and Solly pick. Now, not the first. I don't want to hear the first 3 rounds. I want to hear, how do you feel from the 4th round to the 7th round? Do you feel okay about it? Optimistic about it? Did it shock you a little bit what they did? I'm just throwing that out there, guys and girls. See, and everybody's looking at the draft, and and tonight probably evaluating this draft. What did we saw in this draft? And everybody's gonna have different perspective about the draft. But this is my perspective. If you tell me once again from 1 to 3, I'm okay with it. From 4 down, I have questions about it. That's all. So, but like I said, I'm not going to be here too long. It's probably going to be here until probably 9:30, and because I have a lot for tomorrow. I think I have baseball, NBA, scoreboard things I have to look up coming up. And once again, I want to thank everybody that joined in tonight. I just came in just to give you the final wrap up of my 2026 Dolphin final. Actually, Miami Dolphin draft board is locked in for 2026. The final draft, what they did, how well they did. And let me tell you, these guys that you see right now here in this picture is probably one of the best players they got. Probably one of the best players they got. And yes, it was the final draft day today from 4 to 7. But listen, once again, I wish all these players the best as they go into their new journey in the NFL. And we know how the NFL is, okay? You could use the NFL for a good thing and also a bad thing. So I hope these players are smart to come in here and, you know, perform and really, really have expectation of making the roster, making the team. As we know, just because they drafted, some don't make it. And let's be real on that. We have to be realistic. So, but anyhow, the chat's open for you guys. Anybody wants to join in, has any comment? Uh, what do you think about the draft? Every year the draft is different. Every year the draft is, uh, there's years that you got top quarterbacks coming out. Second year, you got the best top running backs coming out. Then you have the best wide receiver coming out. Uh, what I saw this year is finally teams looking for their needs. And I believe some of the teams found their needs. And that is a good thing. Uh, it's hard to lose players that has played for your team for many years. And unfortunately, we run a team with a budget, and that's one thing Miami is struggling with right now. Uh, Denver did it a couple years ago. They came out of it. We're doing it for probably 2 more years after we pay Tua off, and then Miami could finally take off. They're going to have so much money, and they will be willing to spend the money with the right players. That's something that Greer failed to do. You know, a lot of fans don't like Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins. But I'm going to tell you something about Ross. If you tell Ross you need this much, he'll write a check for you and it's ready. We got Ramsey here, did not produce. We got Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, he had a couple of good years. Got injured, but he wasn't the same. We got Tua. Couple of good years, washed out due to concussion, injuries, and all that. Now, I wish him the best in Atlanta, and he could change his life around, really. And now, we started from scratch. And now we just got to have patience and wait. That's all. That's all. We got to wait to see what happened to the Dolphins in 2026. We know what's going to happen. Let's be honest. Okay, we just know. It's going to be a season of surprises. Season probably a disappointed. But there's main things that we want to see through the season, right? 3 things that I talk about, and I'll leave it to this because I'm about to leave here in about 3 more minutes. Is 3 things as fans we want. We want a coach that can make the right decisions at the right time in the game, whether you're winning or you're losing, how to come back, how to make adjustments. That's one of the big things that we had last year with our head coach, actually for a couple of years, to be honest with you. The other one, we can't win in the cold weather. Prove that you can win in the cold weather. That's probably the toughest thing that I see. You got to prove to win in the cold weather. I think we're tired of hearing excuses that we can win in the cold weather. I know we're tired as fans hearing that we cannot make adjustments in the game. And the other one is time. Wow. I look at that time clock, how to manage a time clock. I think Jeff brings a lot to the Dolphins. He really does. Let me tell you, he's a defensive coach, not an offensive coach. Let me clarify that. Because we have McDaniel, and McDaniel's more an offensive coach or running back coach than anything else. Because McDaniel decided to run the freaking ball at the end of the season, which it was too late. You already started 1-7, 1-8, and that really did not work. They got hot at the end. They won 6, 7 games in a row. Call me if I'm wrong. And then we went downhill. See, I don't think we have that with this cast here. I believe that this new GM and coach, let's be honest, if you don't work out in Miami, you will not be a Dolphin. You could take that to the bank. You don't produce in Miami, you're not going to be a Dolphin. You can't go to meetings, you can't follow playbook, you're not going to be a Dolphin. That's for sure. Jeff said it in the press conference. Everybody here starts from scratch. Day one. We don't have preferences. We don't pick players. We don't have our preference. You show up in the field on Sunday, Monday night, Thursday night, and you show me what you got. So the pressure is on. Now, remember, you're going to have a roster between veterans and rookies. So the competition is going to be there. One thing I want to bring up that we didn't talk about, Jordan Brooks' contract is coming up an extension. But the guy that they signed, which threw me off a little bit, that I said to myself, wow, could it be a possibility that they could trade Brooks, or they could extend them, or bring in these guys? He might not have a job. My thing is concerned is, where's the money? Where's the money of this team? Because remember, we got A-Chain. And the guy was talking about, I think it's linebacker, that when I saw, I said, why he's a linebacker? And they put him in there, and they said, not a linebacker, he's a pass rusher. Troy Moore from Texas. That's the guy I was talking about. That's just a thing to throw out there. Will they extend it? Will they give him the contract? Or because Moore, besides he plays pass rusher, he's also can play cornerback. It's just a question there, because when I look at it at his draft, that's not his position. So it's going to be interesting what's going to happen in Miami. But anyhow, my time is up, guys. I want to thank all you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the thumbs up. Be sure you subscribe to the channel. Listen, there's more to come. I apologize once again for the view that I'm having, the difficulties that I'm having. Once again, I tell my fans this because they are working on the Wi-Fi here. They are working on the area here. And I want everybody to enjoy this channel. It's not only Dolphins, it's open for everybody. It's wide open for everybody, any sports fans, anybody who wants to join in. But anyhow, once again, this was the final day. Miami Draft Board, it's locked in for 2026. Now, we have to wait and see what happens. It was the final day of the draft. And listen, all we have to do is just to remain positive. Let's see what happens. Let's move on. It's a new 2026 season. And listen, anything can happen. Look what the New England Patriots did. Everybody said New England was going to be the worst team in football. And man, they made it to the Super Bowl against the Seahawks. I'm not saying that could happen in Miami. But anything could happen if you stay positive. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, to all Dolphin fans, fins up. See you next time. And please be safe, stay positive. That is the main thing. And listen, once again, fins up and see you guys next time. Have a nice night and a blessed weekend. Thank you.